We're going live.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on,
Friday,
guys?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another week. I think we're
Week
at
30.
Are we at week 30 now? Do we have a definite count? No? Okay. That's awesome. So yeah, it's been a pretty great week for me myself. You know what I mean? I hope you guys this week has been just as awesome. Why don't we just start off here, do our normal introductions, or what are your thoughts here, guys? What do you think?
Yeah, man. Let's hop into it. We'll do the ABCs.
ABCs. I'll jump in there. Alex Mustatea. I'm a active real estate investor. Oh, we lost one. We lost
the bees
temporarily. Based out of Hamilton, Ontario. We've been operating on their Hammer City REI, Hammer City properties, but we've definitely expanded into various other areas. So focused on flips and multifamily conversion projects throughout the GTA as well as Southwestern Ontario. We're making a progress in the Chatham region. My partner, Yulian Ursu. And currently, we're actually looking at hiring in that region. We're quite active in that space with numerous projects on the go. So anybody interested in joining our team, by all means, I'm going to have a post coming out shortly here on the positions that we're trying to fill. But otherwise, always looking to connect with real estate investors, JVs, as well as potential lending opportunities. Phone number 289-769-8975, or you can always catch me on Instagram at alexander.mustatea. Over to you, Brad.
Can you guys hear me clearly, or?
Yeah, man.
Got you now.
Yeah, okay, because all you guys are very choppy on my end, but so Brad Plume, lots of stuff going on in Grey and Bruce County. We're looking at some lot severances with some new builds coming up. The potential of a multi-unit build up there. Currently have a JV project going on for a duplex conversion. And then also have a flip on the go in Kitchener right now. So all those areas, if you're interested, hit me up and let's chat and connect. Info is on the screen there.
Awesome, man. That's huge. It looks like you might be on site right now on one of your developments to see all those trees in the background. Anyway, I'm Cali Braithwaite out of the GTA. Thanks for tuning in. Another week of We're Going Live, where you're helping us help you by bringing value to, by sharing kind of our journey, what we've been up to, and allowing you, the listener, to kind of see what the reality is of the journey of a, budding real estate entrepreneurs. I'm out of the GTA. I'm focusing on flips and assignments this year. Recently got involved in a fairly large development deal in downtown Toronto, so that's really exciting. There's a ton of learning for me in that project. Doing a lot of business in the East Coast with my boy, Mr. Shawn Gunter. And loving it. So if you do want to contact me and kind of hear what the deals I'm working on outside of this half-hour spiel, I'd love to kind of connect and hear what you got going on. And I'm definitely looking to put some people's money to work and make some money for my investors on the projects that I'm working on. So if you do want to reach out, there's my number at the bottom of the screen, 289-207-5316. Or you can contact me on Facebook or Instagram at Grow with Cali, because it's all about growth.
That's awesome. And I'm Shawn Gunther, and I'm out of the Moncton, New Brunswick area, and we're doing lots of investing here on the East Coast, and we're always looking to expand the team. So if you're looking at getting interested in actually joining into real estate investing and don't really know how to get there, or you're a salesperson looking for a lucrative sales job, definitely get in touch with me. Or if you're just looking to buy, sell, or invest here on the East Coast, I'd love to talk to you, and my information is down at the bottom of the screen. And so, how's it going this week for you guys? Like, I know there's lots of stuff going on. Cali he's killing all the deals. I know this guy's got like all the deals. He's always asking, but he's always the one with them. Every time he says it now, it's like, who's got the deals? I just want to be like, you got the deals.
Shoot, I was trying to use reverse psychology, and I was hoping no one would figure that out. Yeah. I was thinking when Alex was doing his intro, he said it's Hammer City, but he's venturing to other territories, and I was like, no, man, wherever he goes becomes Hammer City. You know what I mean? So Hammer City is
hammer.
mobile. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'll just touch on one thing. While it's always a safe assumption that Brad could be on one of the sites, I happen to know that he's either at a cottage or camping, which is why his connection is bad. So I'll put that out there, which is fantastic and good for him. It's unfortunate that I think his connection is that bad that he's not on right now. But Cali, you've already touched on something. Now I'm curious. Can you share any more about your deal in Toronto? You said that there's a considerable development deal, and this is not one you've talked to me about, so I'm curious.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah. So actually, I'm supposed to have a meeting later today, to just talk a little bit more about it with my partner. But I was invited to get involved in an assembly of 5 lots in downtown Toronto on Lakeshore. So basically, right now there's 5 lots, 4 of which have existing properties on them, which we control. So we've bought and we control. The closing date for one of them was July 21st. The 3 other ones closed in September. So right now we're actively just talking to accredited investors and kind of sharing with them, the numbers and all that stuff. But the plan is to, on the short term, get these properties rented out, right? So if they require minor renovations, get them rented out so there's cash flow coming in while we go through the site plan approval process. And then we're looking to develop 2 twin towers with lake view. So it's really, really prime real estate. It's in the Etobicoke area for anybody in the Toronto area. Very high demand, a lot of parks and green space by the water. So it's really desirable. Some of the most expensive condos in Toronto are along that corridor there. So this is going to be an exciting venture. I think I'm going to learn a lot from it. Yeah, man, I'm excited. So yeah.
That sounds really cool, Cali, and I'm hoping that as you go through this journey, you'll be able to share more details. I'm not going to insist now, and I understand it's early stages, but that's really cool, man. Props to you guys.
Yeah, man. Well, one thing is that I'm learning already is that I can't just go and say hey, I'm selling shares. I have to only talk to accredited investors, because the Securities Commission, there's all this other legal stuff I won't get into because I don't fully know well enough to explain to whoever's watching. But that's part of the growth and the learning, right? Is that there's so much stuff that I just don't know that I'm going to learn throughout this process, which is going to bring me more value to whatever else I'm doing down the road, right? And whoever else is kind of rolling with me or listening to me talk. So, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, man. That's wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's awesome. Good for you. Good for
thanks,
you.
Man.
That is awesome. And the whole securities thing, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it either. But I mean, I learned what I do know from the book OPM, right? And it does discuss a lot of that stuff because technically you're not supposed to be advertising for money, right?
Right.
And things of that nature, but. But that's so cool, man. That's the coolest thing ever. That's awesome.
It's a really long term. They say, this type of, development, I guess it can be looked at as some of the highest risk of form of investment, but also the highest reward, right? So what I plan on doing is I plan on buying shares on the limited partnership side. I'm going to have some equity on the general partnership side. But at least if I buy, then I have skin in the game. So then it's easier for me to, share kind of with others who are interested. Hey, this is what's going on. This is the project, and I'm in it. I've put my money in it. So, I plan on seeing fruits once we harvest. Yeah.
I see the Grow with Cali Towers coming up soon.
There you go. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's exciting. So there's the one caveat. This is the one. So the 5th lot that we don't have control over is currently owned by Green Pete. So green pea, Shawn, I'm not sure if you have the green pea in New Brunswick, but it's parking. It's city parking. So there's a parking lot, which is roughly, I think the frontage is like 40 feet frontage by 100-foot depth. So 4,000 square feet is controlled by green pea. So what we're going to do is we're going to obviously approach them, and we're currently working on talking to the right people, and make an offer of either building in the underground parking once these buildings are constructed, give them a certain amount of space. Like, we're still in negotiations and just kind of figuring that out, right? But that's going to be an interesting piece. But what's nice about this whole assembly is that if we can't get green pea on board, they're right in the middle, so we can still build at least one tower, right? So it's pretty cool, man. It's exciting for everybody involved.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking for a second, like, because I mean, we've all worked in the oil field before, and like when farmers would say no to drilling in their lot, they would just come in on an angle, right? So maybe you just build on get some pilings. Oh, we need the space. Sorry.
This isn't fracking, Shawn. Hydraulic fracking horizontally.
We'll be building some underground units, right?
Yeah, there's always a way around it.
That's a question. Hey, if Cindy's watching, Alex, I want Cindy to let us know who owns the land below the land. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that controlled? Like, how far down do we really own, right? When you buy,
I think it's only like
or the airspace.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure you only own like the top like foot, or maybe they have it to the bottom of your foundation kind of deal.
Right.
But under that, like, you have no.
Then what is it, crown land or what?
I think it's the same. Yeah, pretty much. I think it's the same thing for waterfront, right? Because you can't own water. Like, if it's a body of water, like,
right.
If it's like fully contained inside your land, right? Or if it goes, you can't stop people from using that waterway.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have no real insight on this. I'll be honest. Maybe we can look into it and talk about it next time.
We're just gonna pass. Yeah. Well, I mean, really, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't imagine you can own much further past the coastline, anyways. So
I'm gonna tell you, and well, for anyone out of province not familiar with the GTA, that all the parking lots in Toronto, they all know they're sitting on a gold mine. So you're unlikely to surprise anyone by approaching them with this sort of proposal. And the question is, what is it going to take for them to? They can't be making as much money in parking as they would if they were part of a deal with a high rise.
Yeah. So there's still a lot of like, I don't know how many people are watching, but I mean, you never know, right? So I don't want to say too much just because it's still in like negotiations. So I don't want to, disclose too much of our strategy or how that's going to work. But yeah, I think there's definitely potential. And I think that what we plan on presenting makes a lot of sense. So from what I know and just what seems like common, what seems logical is what we're going to approach them with. And we'll see, we may be caught off guard with what they're thinking, but we do have numbers in our pro forma already based off of above market value for the lot itself to what they would want to purchase it, right? And the numbers are still like, it's a really killer deal if everything can,
Isn't it already developed and working parking lot?
Yeah, it's an existing parking lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just like,
No, it's one level.
Just
it's just one just ground level parking. There's probably like 30 to 40 spots. It's really not.
Really, even if you kind of work into a thing where you basically have the same amount of spots or more for them and have a situation like that, that's another idea too, right?
Right.
You can almost deal with that in the building or however, right? But
of course,
you can get it free and clear. Why the heck not?
Yeah. There's a lot of options, I think. Yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't want to cooperate. But they are a business and they're run by, I think, like a real estate company. So they, like Alex said, I mean, they know what they're doing, right? I mean, it's no, they're not, yeah. So it's going to be
The
interesting.
revenue from the parking, it's exactly what Cali's describing by renting out those houses temporarily. It's just there to pay a few bills.
Right.
The land itself, they know that it's worth something. I mean, Cali, don't get me wrong. I really hope that you're able to do this, but
for sure,
for what it's worth, that's probably one of 5 parking lots left in Toronto. Those. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to know that real estate is what's worth.
We are seeing a lot of buildings though with like a portion or a section of paid parking, right? So Green P or private parking companies. So I think that would be obviously like the very first approach is to say, hey guys, like, look, we're going to have this much space we can allocate to you, and there's no real loss, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of buildings where they will dig down as much as they can to generate parking underneath the building in the basement. However, depending on the architecture and what the land will allow for, there are buildings, and there's one in Hamilton that I'm waiting for a couple of condos that I committed to a while back, where they're building up the first 3 floors as parking. For whatever reason, they couldn't dig down too far sufficient to provide parking for the condos up in the main tower, as well as potentially public parking. So they're using the first 2 or 3 floors with some commercial space at the front of the road, and then the rest of those floors are actually parking, and then the actual first floor of the apartments themselves starts. Okay. But really, it's already 3 to 4 floors off the main level.
Yeah.
So those are all details that probably will take a while for you to iron through them.
Yeah. So that's why the site plan approval process, we're giving ourselves 3 years, right, to get there, so we can start, looking to partner with some kind of, developer and say, hey, look, this is what we have. We have this site plan approval for this 100 and I think we're looking at right now. There's about 37,000 square feet that is we're proposing or that we're going to control. So to build up on that, it's just you just do the math, right? Every story it's going to be a mix of commercial and residential. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm learning lots. That's the most exciting part about it.
That's how you do it, man. You got to start somewhere. So that's awesome.
Yeah. How about you guys? Jeez, enough about me.
Well, when you bring up something like that, that's cool though. Like none of us we're like, oh, high rises in Toronto. Oh wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what? They're probably we're realistically, I think 8 to 14 stories. So let's go with 11 stories. So maybe not high rise, but mid rise.
Yeah. No, that's cool though. I mean, it's an interesting project. Like, I mean, how'd you get? He's like, oh, let's move on. But like, how'd you even get involved with this? Do you mind if I ask?
Relationship capital, man. So my same partner on that. We've done some other deals together. I was kind of the person that hey, man, I'm ready. Like, give me an opportunity. I got a little bit of cash. I got some time. I see you're doing all these other things. How can I add value to what you're doing, right? So while he's out like building and finding these types of opportunities, I'm kind of helping him on some of the smaller, flips or flip singular right now. So this is just an example of like how I'm kind of bringing value and just, through osmosis. I think Matt McKeever said this several times, is that sometimes when you are around, you're rubbing shoulders with people that are doing things that you strive to do through osmosis. It's almost like their crumbs are like your gold. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's people that are out there that for them, our crumbs are their gold, right? So I think it's important that we continue to remember like where we are and where we were and what we're trying to do and continue to like keep it going, right? And that I think keeps us kind of humble and appreciative for what we have.
100%. No, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Like it's good to see. I mean, that's just
cool, man.
The growth is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, well, you know what I mean. I have like a couple deals going on.
It's not like that.
Don't underestimate where you came from, man. That's great.
Yeah,
I'm happy to see Cali deals, but
No, it's great. That's great.
I'm pretty sure Cali will continue flipping single-family homes too.
Oh man, yeah. This is not this for me, guys. This is a really long-term play, and because it's so new to me, it's not even something that I was really looking for. So it wasn't even in my radar, really, right? But again, we sit down with Matt, we sit down with Ben, like the vision that these guys have is bigger than ours. So by sitting down with them and talking to them, it forces us to put ourselves in those positions, like to visualize being like, geez, you know what? I can have this multi-level apartment development in wherever, or I can start up my own wholesaling business and have people working for me.
Yeah.
Or, Alex's situation, I can start up a flipping company and have guys working for me on the payroll and whatever else. So, I mean, I think we always bring back to like the mastermind and thinking the power of being with, people that are like-minded, pushing for more than what we have or more than we know is even out there. Right. And I think that's just this is an example of that. Right. And
in addition to that, like, I guess the other thing that we're, really trying to appreciate is to avoid pursuing the shiny object. And so if you're just starting out, you're trying to set up a flipping business and all of a sudden you decide to change directions and pursue development of this sort of project, that would be a shiny object. However, you've done partnerships with this particular partner,
right,
and it just led to this. That is an opportunity to jump on. It's not a shiny object.
Right.
From the sounds of it, you're going to learn a lot, but it's also not going to prevent you from pursuing what you're set out to pursue. So
right,
that's the ultimate way to do it, is kind of having had the opportunity to partner with him on the stuff that you're trying to build, and now it just takes it to the next level. You're not being deterred by something that you have no idea how to approach. You already have somebody that's doing it. So
right,
that's the beauty of finding. I'd almost go as far as considering this particular partner a bit of a mentor in that particular area.
100%. Oh yeah, for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, and I think it's great too, because the way that you kind of have your deal structured, you've gotten to the point now where you have some extra capital that you can kind of put into something, and like you said, it's higher risk, but it's also higher reward if it pays off, right? So you have that extra money that you can put into a project like this, and have a set of values. So that's just you leveling up, right? Like, it's, what I mean? And like you said, through osmosis and your relationship capital with somebody that's like-minded and at a higher level, we're all trying to do the exact same thing. So I mean, I think it's awesome. I'm very happy to hear from.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Like, we always talk about, like, we're always doing deals together. Like, you're a very easy person to work with, right? So I mean, I think it's great.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, no, that's yeah.
We failed. I'm gonna, not to change topics per se, but we did just briefly fail to mention one team member that's recently joined us. That's going to be an integral part of our going live. So I'm just gonna give a shout out to Valerie. She's in the background. She's going to be manning our going live efforts and our marketing efforts on this. So yeah. Thank you. Happy to have you on board. Welcome to the team, Valerie. Welcome to the team.
Yes, thank you so much. We're very excited to enter this next stage of we're going live, right? And see the kind of growth and the potential, because really we've all have our own businesses that are kind of going forward, and it's something that is definitely, I think, better outsourced, but because we want to continue to grow, and a lot of times the rest of us don't really have all the time in the world to kind of deal with it. And not to outline our IT incompetence here, but at this point, Shawn had to be at his computer all the time, so this will free up Shawn a little bit. So we very much appreciate the effort that you've made so far, Shawn. But I think now you can be a little bit mobile too. I'm extremely grateful for Valerie right now.
I think, guys, like the going live, like when we decided to do this, it wasn't just for us, right? It was also to give some value to like the people listening or watching. So I think by Valerie being a part of this, it will be able to provide a more polished product to the people that want to, kind of follow our journey. Also, it will give an opportunity for us to get on more platforms. So it'll be better exposure so that our kind of voice or message can cross more streams, right? So I think very unbiased consideration would be to change the name to Growing Live. Yeah.
I'm really curious what else you're growing there, Cali. But now
there's so many jokes in that one.
We're growing live. Yeah.
But let me take the opportunity. So yes, let me take the opportunity to put it out there for anybody watching. We do not only welcome questions and comments throughout the show, but if there are particular areas, by all means, feel free to message us either live or afterwards on potential topics to discuss. For the most part, we've not been overly structured, and I think that's fine. That works. But if there are particular topics that somebody wants to hear our thoughts on, or expertise, experience, knowledge of, or we can look into, by all means, feel free to reach out. And chances are Valerie will be the one receiving those, but she'll we'll make an effort of providing some content on those topics. So by all means.
Yeah, well, and I mean that's great too, because we definitely want to create more interaction on the show, and kind of have people be able to actually serve the people that are watching, right? And like if we can provide some kind of value to people or help anybody with any problems that they have, because it might be a little bit different. Like maybe we seem like we've done like a lot of deals, and maybe we've just done. We haven't been at it that long either. So if you're new and kind of starting out and don't really have, don't really have as much clarity as we might have, we're more than willing to help you, because chances are one of us has been there recently. So definitely would love to provide any value to anybody watching that we can.
It also helps keep us grounded, because sometimes it's like, we get in, we're kind of consumed, we're living and breathing this whole real estate entrepreneurship, and I think that by having some questions or comments, it forces us to kind of take a step back and by sharing our opinion, we're actually teaching ourselves twice, right? So we learn something new and we're able to, share it with somebody else, then we're we're reinforcing what we have just learned. And by sharing it with somebody else, we're teaching ourselves twice, right? Keep in mind, we are consumed every day, all day in real estate. I'm going to talk for you guys on this one, right? So if someone is watching and they have a 9-to-5 or they're doing whatever they're doing, like our day, our work life, our social life is really this stuff here. So we're growing at a really fast pace because we've committed to the growth, right? So, know that whatever question you have can probably be answered within this room. And if it can't be answered, we can find the answers. # Cindy.
I'll make sure that I know actually she's probably not watching right now, because I'm pretty sure she's doing some showings. I was on the phone with her just earlier,
right?
But chances are she'll watch later. So
cool. Hopefully she gets a good laugh today.
Yeah. Yeah. No, cool. That's good. It looks like we're pretty much up on time already. So we're at 29 minutes. I don't know if you guys have anything else that you want to touch on, or if you want to just do an outro.
Share something new, guys. Share something new. Come on.
Well, let me just say this. If you're watching and you want this to be longer than half an hour, put that in there as well. And,
or shorter.
To look at that.
Yeah.
Or shorter. Yeah.
Yeah, we're sick of talking. Let's see you guys talk for so long. Yeah, for sure. Well, something new. I guess I had my first interview with someone I thought was going to be a salesperson for me this week. That was something new. It was
awesome, man.
Interesting. I think maybe I might have intimidated them, scared them off a little bit, but I was trying.
So what can you? How will you? What will change the next interview that you do? Like what?
I think I will practice active listening a little bit better.
Okay.
I have obviously, and I think after the call, my reflection of it was that I have an agenda, right? So, and rather than listening to what I could kind of do to help them and kind of, be that, kind of mentor sort of situation, right? I was more trying to push my agenda on it. Like, hey, I'm looking for a salesperson. Like, do you want to do this? Yes or no? Like,
Yeah.
but, I think that's another thing too. Like, you know what I mean? Interviewing processes and stuff like that's something I haven't done before, at least on this scale, right? So it's a little bit different. So yeah, I think that'll be kind of a growing, I'll be going through some growing pains with that as well. So.
Well, you can grow with Cali.
Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, really though, like we already have been. Just gonna say.
That's well, that's cool, man. That's huge. Because I mean, look how long you've been talking about, hiring and interviewing, and so I think that's a big step. And just think of babies when they take their first step, they usually fall right away, right? So that's your first step towards like taking in, the interview process. So if you fall down, I mean, just keep getting back up, and you might take a few steps before you can walk, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, just keep doing it and take note of where you kind of went wrong. And, man, Alex, yeah.
Well, it's interesting. This is clearly going to go over in 30 minutes, but Shawn, I have interviewed people in an actual work environment, like the job that I was at. I was hiring at the time, and it's funny because it resonates a lot. The first interview I've done, it made me realize how underprepared I was for that particular, and so one of the things that because you said share something new, I was finally able to put projects aside today and focus on things that are going to help me move the needle forward on the business side. One of the things that I did, there was some marketing and a few other things that I had to do, but I put together a job description that for the hire that we're trying to do, that I've been procrastinating for about a week now because I've overcomplicated what I wanted to put in there and how much structure I want to put in it. So now I've done it. I'm going to blast it out there. That's fine. But that's exactly what all I had in my mind is that first interview that I conducted, and I felt like I didn't do it justice to that interview. Now, in the end, it wasn't a fit anyway, but I did not feel prepared. So what you've gone through, because Cali is you fall sometimes, it's a small bump, man. That's perfect. You probably learn a lot from that. Probably go back and structure it better, and you'll definitely feel more confident on the next one.
Yeah, well, and like the thing is, these also weren't responding to ads either. Like it wasn't responding to like, hey, I'm looking for a salesperson job, yada yada yada. It was it's people that have been reaching out to me, wanting to learn how to invest, but don't want to pay for a mentorship. I'm like, hey, well, if you want to learn now, this is how you can. This is how I'm willing to help you. If you're not willing to pay to be in a room with people, like-minded individuals and kind of go through all the learning process and yada, yada, yada. I'm willing to help you, but this is how you provide me value, and that's how I'd be willing to provide value for you, right? So I kind of, during the call, I was kind of pushing my agenda a little bit, and I think all he wanted was free information, right?
Okay.
So we'll see. I got another one on Tuesday too, so we'll see how that one goes. Maybe it'll go a little bit better. But worst case scenario, I just direct them, hey, okay, go through Cash Flow Drive, check out Council, and if that's where you want to be at. Let's see.
Have you set up the core values yet?
Yes, I have actually.
Oh, cool.
Where are we here? Yeah. So core values for the business, we have relationships, results, efficiency, impact, and fun.
Relationship, results, efficiency, impact, and
fun.
And fun. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I figure, you know what I mean? As a sales team, if you can't have fun, or, just an office kind of thing, if you can't have fun, right? Like it's going to be hard to keep
just
going.
Hang out around you. You'll have fun.
Oh yeah. I gotta have fun.
I think we should like talk about that a little bit next week. Maybe those, how many is it? 5 or 6?
I have 5. Yeah.
5.
And
next week we can talk about that. Dig into it a little bit.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
on the
Like,
live. Because
have you guys-
I haven't made it. I've been like, we talked about this, I think in week 6. But I know that that's something that I think we all need, regardless of the size of our operation and how many people are involved. It just makes it easier to kind of move forward if you know what your boundaries are, right? So I think that's definitely valuable.
And just like that, Cali's committed us now to our audience to have this done
No.
for next week.
Next
I'm ready
week,
to go.
our show is
I love
about
it.
core values. Core
I will.
values. What they
I will.
need to do.
I will. I need to.
Yeah.
I need it. Yeah.
There you go.
I guess I will too now, Cali.
All right. We're growing live.
Awesome.
We're growing live.
We're going live.
All right. Cool. Alex, share something new, man. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. You're buying stuff. You're selling stuff. You're raising money. You're freaking hammering hammering everywhere. You're throwing your hammer around
Exactly.
everywhere.
Dropping the hammer everywhere. Honestly, there's just been a few more things, a few more deals signed up. I think things are really starting to take shape. Where the Chatham projects have been suffering a little bit for lack of contacts, contractors. I think we're making great progress on that. I think I'm starting to see the light a little bit more, but also more importantly, my strategic partnerships are they're taking, I guess, more structure. We're definitely all bought into the same concept of long-term business planning as opposed to let's just get another deal done. So there's a lot happening. Again, I mentioned my partner Julian that's made quite a bit of progress on his end. He owns a residential electrical business. And he's made quite a bit of progress on that end because he's had some changes in staff as well, which will hopefully allow him to focus more on this. And together we can implement some of those principles as well and grow this out as well. So, yeah, on that note, we are looking to hire in Chatham. I think we're going to start off with some laborers and eventually a project manager. But we've also made better contacts with contractors that are going to be executing on these projects. So we definitely have a serious pipeline in that region. I think we can keep people busy for at least a year at this point. And it allows us to be that much more aggressive and acquire more projects, which is ultimately what you did just a couple of days ago. So, I'm excited. Nothing particular other than this, but it's
You want to shed some light on like maybe some pre-qualifications that the laborers you want to see, like what do they need to have a license? Do they need to have a card? Do they need to have their own tools?
So the safety aspect is very important for sure. As far as tools, no, I'd be more than happy to pile up the truck and take all my tools there that I've been collecting dust for the past little while. So no, listen, on the laborer side, on the demo side, I mean the tools, we do have the tools. As far as reliable vehicle at the front end, but we're actually evaluating whether or not it makes sense to have a vehicle of our own there, because I think it would help. So that's something that we're evaluating. Now, I think what's important is experience in certain trades. I'd be happy to increase their responsibilities if they want to take on more responsibilities to do some of these additional trades. I'll share this. There's nothing hidden about this. There's going great for a particular trade, and then there's my math working backwards from profitability to how much you can actually afford to pay somebody that can considerably reduce your stress to manage a project. And that rate ends up being quite a bit higher than what going rate is for a particular trade. I'm happy to find that sweet spot above market rate to, somewhere within our affordability for the right person that's willing to take on more ownership of the project, help being part of the budget, be aware of what it takes to stay on budget and what slipping on budget can do to the overall project and share some of that profitability. So that's how I look at it, but I think that'll come on an individual case-by-case basis as we're doing this interviewing process. If somebody wants to literally only swing the hammer and do demos for us, that's acceptable. We do have a place for that. So, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question, but the vehicle is not a big deal, but yeah.
Which is really a good idea too, because like I mean, I'm working on like a kind of wholesale flip right now too, and dealing with our contractor friend there, Daniel. He is always talking about how valuable somebody with a handyman kind of jack of all trades sort of thing is how valuable that would be to the team, right? So if there's a value add that they can add to you and can do multiple trades, and somebody that you can kind of set on a job and not have to worry about them. I think there's a lot of value there, and that you're kind of necessarily willing to pay for. I'd be interested in seeing your calculations there for how you got to your numbers of profitability, or what you're able to pay somebody. You know what I mean? Like where you're saying you actually can afford much more than what the average trade is.
It's something that, yeah, I mean, I can not to just say that I'd be happy to share that with you offline. I don't know if we need to go into it right now, because I'd want to have it structured a little bit. But to start, it's one thing to start, but to go above as the person shows ability to take on more responsibility that's literally off of our shoulders, that's a slightly different discussion. So, but yeah, it works back on the potential profit and how much more can I do with my time? And that's where that hourly rate ends up being, we can afford to pay a lot more to get that right person in place. So, maybe we can talk about that. Yeah. I mean, that's something that I can structure and share with the. For
sure. I just really like the way that your mind works, like with the detail orientedness of that stuff. So I'd be definitely, you laugh. You're like, oh, but like seriously.
That comes with a lot of procrastination, I can tell you that. But I'm just being pessimistic now.
I'm sure you thought about doing that about 10 more hours, 100 more hours more than you probably should have before you did.
I think what's really cool though is the benefit of choosing a specific area that you have the scalability, right? So because you have multiple projects in one geographical region, you can afford to hire somebody and keep them busy enough where they don't have to travel. Like, if I hire somebody and I have a deal here, a deal there, a deal everywhere, it's hard for me to send that person to go and take care of all the things that need to be taken care of, right? Where, you have it set up where you're focusing, or you have recently built new opportunities or found new opportunities in the Chatham, Southwestern Ontario area. So you can hire one person or two people who are in that area, and they can kind of just stay within an hour drive from where they live, right? And keep them busy enough.
So there is definitely an element of this is something that we've sort of thought of, or it was somewhat planned in advance, that we knew we kind of wanted to make that move a little bit more in that region. But it's also a bit of by comparison, I guess I've found some success in working with like highly qualified general contractors in Hamilton, where I've not had to do that yet. That might change, but my point is that's the projects, like the bulk of the projects that I have in Hamilton, I've not had to do that. Whereas the Chatham ones, I think I can justify doing that more on. So, it's one or the other, or it can be a combination of the two. Right now, that's what we're going to be doing in Chatham. Whereas in Hamilton, I think I'm still okay for the time being. That's by no means me doing any of that work.
Right.
Awesome.
Cool, man. No, that's awesome. I think we're all killing it, guys. This is awesome. A great week. I mean, Brad is doing his thing. He's talking about developing too. I mean, he's what I mean. So this is kind of what we like to see, right? Is we're kind of keeping each other accountable, and we're progressing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Okay. I think we have gone a little bit over, and I'm glad that if I'm interested in the discussion myself. I hope the audience finds value in it as well.
Take us out, Alex. Take us out.
Well, yeah, I'll I guess lead the way out. So, folks, thank you again. Alex Mustatea, based out of Hamilton, Ontario, with Hammer City Real Estate Investments. Again, always looking to connect, always looking to share my journey. You can always reach me on my phone, 289-769-8975, or on Instagram at alexander.mustatea.
Thanks. Cali Braithwaite out of the GTA. Thanks, everybody, once again on this lovely Friday, whether you're watching live or the recording. I hope we brought you some value. I think if I could have this conversation now at the beginning of the episode to tell you how good this one was that I would, but maybe we can do some editing now that we have our team has grown. We have this awesome team member, Valerie, which again, we want to welcome to the team warmly. I'm doing deals in Moncton, New Brunswick, doing deals in Southern Ontario, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, and I'd love to, share some of the deals that I have going on with other people that may have some capital or some interest in kind of hearing what I'm working on. So feel free to reach out to me. Keep watching, keep listening to this Fridays at 3 or at your leisure, and throw some comments in there. We love the comments because then we know what we can, making sure we're bringing value to you guys, because we can talk all day long. Just want to make sure we're making some kind of impressionable, mark on whoever's listening or watching.
We can talk a glass eye to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. And of course, I'm Shawn Gunther as well, and out of the Moncton, New Brunswick area, and always looking to expand. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here, definitely get in touch with me. And yes, I'd like to also thank Valerie for joining the team, and hopefully this goes forward and we have much more polished product for the people watching and be able to provide further value. And so that's pretty much all I got for today. And, thanks again for joining us here at We're Going Live. And we'll be back again here next week at Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And see you again next week.